We are back. Welcome everybody live from the green room. We back, episode 36. You sure it's 36?
I'm positive.
Okay,
it's 36.
I've been saying 35 for like 20 episodes because I want to think we have more episodes than we do. So 36. What's up, everybody? Episode 36. Tone Rock in the building.
Joe Fox in the building.
Joe Feezy Fox. Trey is en route, as always. And tonight we have a guest on the show that we are going to talk a lot about. We're going to get into everything in her life that she will allow us to ask her about.
Sure.
And we want to introduce the lovely and talented Miss Apryl Jones, everybody.
Yay! Welcome.
How are you? How are you?
Green room.
I'm good.
Welcome to the blue green room.
This is really, really nice. Very cute, comfy studio.
Very cute.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We got your rider.
You did the ginger beer and the pineapple juice.
You could have asked for more. We got a little bit more money than that.
I know. I really did not know when Trey was like, "What kind of like mocktail?" I was like, because I normally just carry my little water.
What's your? This is your go-to mocktail right here.
No, I really don't even drink mocktails. But he was like, "Here he goes." Okay. He was like, you should have one. So I'm like, if I gotta drink something, I felt forced. I kind of low-key.
No, I do
forced.
ginger beer too, but I do it with tequila. So
okay, so I
that.
said, and I've never even had ginger beer and pineapple together. Does that even go?
Oh, I thought that was your call.
No.
I thought that was your call.
Hi. Nope.
We'll pause for the calls. Let Trey give a proper hello.
So what did I talk shit about the mocktails?
I thought that was her specific.
No. Because she said she's not drinking.
Yeah.
No, but I thought that was specific. Like I drink ginger beer.
No, I would just hook
you just hooked that up.
Yeah. Ginger beer,
cool.
some pineapple.
But I'm appreciative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to low key before I leave, just pour the pineapple into the ginger beer, see if it works.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
Yeah. You poured it in?
No, I just did ginger
Okay.
beer.
Let me get
I just did ginger
Got
beer.
like a little splash.
See if this works.
I say it's a good chaser. That's a good chaser for liquor, but you know.
I mean, I think that's why I feel extremely like just amazing because I'm not drinking.
Oh, you already opened up the ginger beer?
Yeah. One.
See how it tastes.
Okay.
You try some?
Yeah, little splash. Bam.
I didn't know bam.
Bam means stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of good.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm mad at
drinking
that.
a Snapple. Kurt, no disrespect. Kurt, Captain Kirk Jamaican rum punch. You can't see it. We had it in the freezer. Captain Kirk Jamaican rum punch. I will be drinking it next week, bro. Still recovering from my dentist visit. So today I'm on Snapple. But next week I'll be back on it, bro. Don't worry about me. I got you.
I had one at the house over the weekend, and I'm good. Half on a Friday night and half on a Saturday afternoon. I'm right, nigga. For the
It's strong.
Yeah,
It's good though. It's
good.
Show.
Okay.
It's good.
It's like
very
real good. And then you be like, wait a minute, am I feeling something right now?
It actually tastes like you in Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good stuff. Takes you to Jamaica.
Well,
So,
I'll
but
never
you
know.
can't have that.
So I want to start off with a question that most people don't get asked a lot, and I think everybody should start asking their friends this all the time because we just don't do it anymore.
Right.
How are you?
Thank you for asking that because I ask my friends this all the time. I am good. I'm in a very healthy space currently. I feel very clear-minded, very present and grounded. I'm happy. I'm in the happiest space that I've been in a very long time.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. It's been a few hard months. So I think like I'm kind of in a space, like this last 3 months have been me and my fitness journey, me being sober and just kind of grounding myself, restructuring my life, kind of figuring out who should be in it, who shouldn't be, just getting rid of, replenishing self. So it's been really interesting. Lost my dad in October. So kind of, I was using alcohol as a way to escape. And I was hurting people along the process of that. And I didn't like who I was becoming. And I realized that if I wanted to keep certain relationships and people in my life and knowing who I am and the potential of me soaring and leveling up in my growth, I knew that I had to kind of like get my shit together.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? It's about time you deal with this grief.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I'm at. So no drinking for me. Very happy. I'm very happy.
So let's talk on, I'm glad that you even started off.
I have a million questions.
Wait,
first question. Do you see the benefits of saying how are you to people now? You see the benefit of that? Because that was like so much from just how are you. That people should start asking their friends like, yo, how you doing, man? Because you never know.
Yeah.
Secondly, I have a million questions just off that response right there. I'm like, oh, I got to ask about that.
Likewise.
But go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah. Just pretty much. if we want to dive in, I mean, I kind of just want you to give people a little background about who you are, where you from, you know what I mean? How did you get to Cali? And then I want to dive deep into all of what you said, because everything you just said, we've all been experiencing it and going through it and dealing with kind of like everything you just said.
That's funny. I just assumed you was a Cali girl.
I'm not. So I'm an Army brat. My dad was in the Army, and he met my mom from Taiwan. I'm the baby of 4, and was born in Germany. We kind of like just military brat, stationed in Fort Sheridan for a while. And then my dad was incarcerated when I was 5 years old. And they kicked my mom off base.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to try to make this as short.
He went from the service to the service.
Yeah. But he was incarcerated, and like my mom was taken care of. She's the only person here from her family from Taiwan in the United States. So she didn't have anyone to like lean on outside of my dad's mother, who was, thank God for her, who raised me. So she was in Cincinnati. And so we ended up going from Fort Sheridan in Illinois to Cincinnati, and she left me and my sister, who's 3.5 years older than me, there, and she took the other 2 back to Chicago to raise them until they were done with high school, and then brought us back, which was very difficult. So not having a mom, not having a dad, but being, thank God, raised with my grandmother, who poured a lot of love into my life. Of course, rebellious, daddy issues, all the things. I didn't realize all that shit until I was in therapy and realized, like, damn, you fucked up as fuck. But that's okay, growth is beautiful. But so went to college at SIUC, which most people thought I was going to fail because I was that bad of a kid. And I soared, Dean's List, great, graduated with a degree in radiation science.
Oh, wow.
And I worked at one of the best hospitals in the nation, which was Northwestern Memorial. And I did that for 2 years because my mom is Asian. And of course, she was up my ass about having a certain degree that I could rely on, and finishing school. And I was like, okay, 2 years I did that. And I loved what I did. But then I was like, I'm a creative at heart. I love music. I love the arts. And I moved out to California in 2012, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow. Good. Okay, so you were raised, I caught a glimpse of what you said. You were raised without your siblings? They was separated? 2
of them. So my older sister and brother I wasn't raised with, but the sister who's 3.5 years older than me, I was.
I'm one of 10. I could not imagine being raised without my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, so that was hard.
I would be like devastated if my brothers wasn't around.
Yeah.
That's problem.
And we kind of, because my mom would send for us here and there, we had the experience of like having them a little bit here, but then like going back to where so that like having a sibling and then not having, and feeling the abandonment, just not with your siblings, but with your actual parents, and then not having my dad, it was a lot. And I was the baby, so everybody thought they were protecting me. When in real life, they were making it a lot harder for me.
Are you close to them now? The ones who...
I am. Okay. Yeah, we've all kind of just are now back in a space of just like, just a good space. Outside of my brother, we're working on it.
Now, where are they though? Like, you're in California, but where?
My sister's in Houston, the one who's 3.5 years older than me.
Okay.
Shout out
she's in Houston, and my other sister's in Chicago still. So I'm very close with my sisters. My mom is my best friend. We had a long, hard relationship as I was growing up, and then I had my kids and realized, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And she did everything she could. My mom is the best mother ever. Like, I love my mom. I would kill somebody for my mom is my best friend. I talk to her about everything. And I'm just so proud of us for getting there to that.
How old are babies?
My baby's now, Mega is 10, and my daughter May is 8.
Okay, I have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I literally called my mother one day and said, I just got to say sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
I'm
hard.
dealing with this kid, I just want to say, my bad.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, okay, you get it. Huh?
Yeah.
Like, word, okay. I mean, like, wait till he's like 7. Wait till he's 10. You're going to be calling like every 2 years.
For me, it would, I respect my mom so much because like there's like this language barrier for her, and like cultural differences, and like not having her family. I can't even imagine what that was like for her, feeling so isolated and alone and not knowing who she could essentially turn to. My mom is a warrior, like for real. Like I'm like, I want to just be a little bit, like if I could just be a little bit like you, like that would be grateful. But like she's amazing.
And your mother's where?
She's in Chicago.
Okay, she's in Chicago too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's funny because even like a lot of people don't understand that, like how that can affect you to be away from family and siblings. Because even with my mother, you know, and even talking about it now, sometimes I realize my sister passed away last year, and I seen, you know, at the funeral, you know, my mom and her two brothers were there, and I see how my mom interact with her brothers, but my mom wasn't raised with her brothers either. When my brothers was raised by my great grandmother, which was, you know, my mom's grandmother,
right?
And then my grandmother moved to Jersey and had my mom. So my mom wasn't raised with her two brothers, but they're close now. Yeah. But I still see the difference between how I was with my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who from she was 3 years older from the time I can remember how close we were. And I see the dynamic of how like my mom interact with her brothers. And I'm just like,
it's different.
I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like me and my sister go, you know, did everything, could talk to each other. However, it's like, yo. But I just see that difference, and it's because they wasn't really raised together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now, like I said, they're close now, but still, you know, like my oldest uncle on my mom's side was more like her father figure in a sense, like the second father. You know, like he would like tell her, hey, you can't do that. He would chastise her or kind of, you know, that's his little sister. So she looks at him like, yo, that's like my second father. And then the youngest one, the middle brother, is the one that she's really like close to, you know, now.
That's interesting because they wasn't close children, but they were close adults.
Yeah.
Some family dynamics like that.
Yeah.
So look, I'm trying not to ask too many questions initially because I want y'all to get in because I got a bunch of shit I want to ask.
Yeah.
Let's just rotate it. Okay, bet. So I just want to talk about, you said you're in a space that you've never been in, and you're very positive about where you're at right now. So how did you get there? Because I had a breakthrough recently, right? It's been some time now, and it wasn't therapy induced. It wasn't a doctor. I literally was in a hotel room one night, quiet, by myself with my thoughts, and just realized like I have to fix a lot of shit in my life that I was just dragging with me into every new day. Yeah. And one of those was my relationship with my mother. Yeah. And I wanted to fix it because I want my son to have the same relationship with his grandmother that I had with her mother. My grandmother was like, that's my baby. Of all my siblings, 10 of us, she was like, that's my baby. Even my brothers and sisters like, yo, how the hell you the one? I'm not oldest, not young. I'm like in the middle. She's like, nah, that's my baby. Yeah. I would get in trouble in South Carolina. She'd be like, nah, my baby. Yeah. And I want my son to have that same type of connection. So I was like, just laying in the hotel one night, like, yo, like I gotta fix it. Yeah. And then I started thinking, I called my brother Brian, who I'm very, very close with. That's why I said I couldn't imagine being raised without my brothers. And I'm like, yo, B, I just had a breakthrough. And he's like, I'm ready to hear this. And I was like, I've been waking up every day for the last damn near 30 years, grabbing a bag of shit, throwing it over my shoulder and walking into the new day. So I've been taking this shit into every new day, not giving that day a chance to be as amazing as it could be because I'm holding on to this shit from, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm literally walking into a new house every day with shit on my shoes from 30 years ago. Yeah. So it'll never be a clean slate or a clean floor in that aspect because I'm tracking this shit. And I was like, I can't do that anymore. Yeah. And then I just started looking at various relationships. Like I gotta fix that one and I gotta fix that. And that shit just came to me. Yeah. In a moment of clarity one night. Not drunk, not high, I don't smoke. Just laying in the hotel one night, looking at the fucking Empire State Building like, damn, I gotta fix some shit, man. And I told him, and he said, yo, you probably added years to your life with that right there. Yeah. Because you've been just holding on to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now me and my mom's super close. I take my son to see it. We'll be in the house and he'll say, I want to see grandma. We on a plane the next morning. Yeah. Just drop, like he wanted to see you. They want to go somewhere? Go ahead. Yeah. I drop them off, let them hang out. I'll call every 10 minutes and check on them. She's like, you know I raised you. I'm like, yeah, but you wasn't the same age when we raised you. But so my question is, how did you get to that? Was it a situation that was like, I got to fix this? Was it a recommendation of therapy? Was it a traumatic incident? What was the...
I think for just so many months, just like dealing, like I said, with the grief and all of this stuff. Right. I mean, obviously I've had trauma in my life and like, there's moments where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm good, but then we're really not good. We kind of mask it. But at this particular point, I was like, I'm tired. Like it was a different form of tired. I was like, I don't got nothing left. I have kids now. And I'm like, I have to be whole. And so there was a moment where I was like, I just don't feel like my full authentic self. And I feel like I'm not giving myself, not kind to myself right now. I'm not giving myself credit for as much work as I've been putting in for my children, my relationships. When is April going to be poured back into? When is April going to pour back into herself? Because I'm always giving. I'm a giver to the people that I love. So I just was sitting there like, God, like, I'm surrendering. Use me in whichever way, but allow me to focus on me. So I think I'm now in a space where I'm like creating boundaries. I'm like, no. Right. And I just had this overall feeling or sense of just like, it's time. It's time. So it's like, no to alcohol. No, I'm not going out. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be around certain energies. You good? And like, I started to see that because people were so used to April always being like, yes, yes, yes. Okay, she'll go here. She'll be that friend that's the life of the party. When I started saying no, they dropped like flies. Yeah. I was like, well, we can't have fun in the house.
We can't sponge off
we can't just, so.
We can't drink no mocktails.
But I was like, that's okay. So yeah, I just felt like, I had a moment with myself too. That feeling came over me like, it's just time. You're tired. You deserve to really have everything that you want. And you can attain in this life, and in order to do that, it's time for you to start worrying about yourself.
Was that the tipping point for therapy, or was that the tipping point for you guys to start the podcast?
Melissa, I feel like I've always wanted to talk about the podcast prior to that.
No, she changed.
Did I?
She went through some stuff, and she found herself on her knees in front of Jesus.
But I felt like the podcast was always something I wanted to do.
I mean,
I didn't. It was always something I wanted to do, but I think I was in a space of being like, Melissa, I'm ready. Right. Yeah, it was like that.
The healing. She did a lot of work on herself, and she was like, I can share this now. I'm in a place where I can tell people how I can heal and help them do the same.
Sure, because I think before I was, no.
Sure. If you say so, Melissa, yeah.
Well, because I do, I agree. Okay, fine, I agree. Because before I was just like sharing little tidbits, but that was also too because of the scrutiny and all the shit from people in the world. I was like, I ain't saying shit. I'm not giving y'all shit. I don't want to say nothing. And now I'm in a space where I'm like, I really don't care anymore. Like, I am who I am. Love me, hate me, fine, don't care.
Did that have an effect on you in a negative way? Did that like beat down on you? Like,
of course, it beat down on me.
Yeah. So how did you handle that?
Because a lot of it was not true. And a lot of it affected my life. It affected my work. It affected my mothering. It affected my relationship with the father of my kids. It affected everything. And I was sorting through those emotions and going through that by myself because, it wasn't like anybody was like, hey, unless it was like my close group or group of people who was like, we got you. But there were days where I felt like, oh my God, like what in the, like, why are people so evil? Why are people so mean? And why do people play victim out here? Like, it was a lot of things. But I was like, you know what? I'll take the L.
Yeah.
I'll be that person.
Well, I live my life by a rule that people can say whatever they want to say about me to whoever they want to say it about. Yeah. Say it to. As long as I know the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to sleep like a baby every night.
And I say this all the time.
I hear crazy shit about me, and I'm like, all right, well, you heard so and so. I'm like,
yeah, I'm the same way.
Or they say, yo, I heard you said this, or I heard you did that, and I go, word, and they waiting for the clarification. I'm like, oh shit, word.
Yeah,
I don't care to clear it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go sleep like a baby.
Yeah,
proceed.
Because I'm like, this is real life. I'm living a real life, and at the end of the day, I have to be a mother to these kids, and that's it. So no one knows what anyone's going through. So for me, I don't know what that feels like to come from that place because I don't judge people in their homes and what we don't know. Yeah. So it's like, I just don't move like that. I don't have that kind of spirit.
I think social media created that whole tidal wave of everybody just gets to say whatever the fuck they want to say with no consequences.
Yeah.
I think I really think we need to bring back punching motherfuckers in the face on site. Like if it was like you could post some shit and you just was like had to be a little trepidatious about pressing send because that motherfucker might see you and punch you in the face. You're like, you know what, it ain't that serious.
Yeah.
Some people will. Some people running up
on
you. Running up on you. They say, what was that shit you was saying? like I don't even know you. Well, you gonna know me now, nigga. You follow me. We know each other. When you say that,
I used to be like on social media, like, yo, I got time today. And I'm going in. Now I'm like, yo, I really don't have time for none of y'all. Like, I used to be that. Like, today I got time. I'm gonna go back and forth with this motherfucker who means nothing to me. It can't affect my bank account in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. I'm like, why am I doing this? So now it's like, yo, I don't have time. I don't have time for none of y'all.
First time I went viral, I think I lost like 2 days of sleep. I was on the comments going back and forth with everybody. Like, what the fuck you say? Like, I was like,
I'm
I
gonna
can't
DM
go
me
viral.
your address right
I
now.
I said, I can't
think
go
the
viral.
dude that
no more.
invented social media when he was pitching it, he pitched it based on the platform of you won't believe how hateful people really are.
Yeah.
And you will not believe how much people want to have a say in everything that they don't even know shit about.
In a negative
And
say.
I'm betting my money on this platform that it's going to take off. And they probably, naysayers, man, that's not going to work. People ain't that hateful. Watch this shit.
Yeah.
They are so hateful.
It could be a baby laughing on the video.
Bro.
And 3,000 comments, and you gonna at least see people saying, "Why would they put the baby on that cold floor?
Yeah,
anything.
Why the baby not wrapped up in a?" It's like,
I cut Charleston's hair. My son's name is Charleston. I got his first haircut. I took a picture like, yo, Ditto get his first haircut. Somebody like, yo, why the fuck you cutting his hair so early? Like niggas be, fam, what are you? Like, who are you, bro? Yo, niggas be cutting babies' hair way too early.
They just want to be heard. It's like you have nothing else.
But that's the thing.
Yeah,
See, they want to say whatever. I see it now so much. They want to say whatever just to engage you.
Yeah.
So that starts the traction
And
of
get
other
a
people
trigger.
jumping in and coming to your defense.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they're getting all this attention that they never got before in their life. They in a basement somewhere or in a studio apartment. Like, yes, everybody's talking to me because it don't happen in the real world.
Yeah.
That's why they do it.
That damn algorithm.
If I could be at least yelled at or talked to in this space, it'll make up for not being talked to or yelled at in this
That's
space.
why I just
Yeah, it's a
shut the
reflection
fuck
of the
up.
That's why I
life.
go, yo,
You just don't say
any
shit.
hateful
be
comment, you got it,
You
bro.
got it.
You got it.
Sometimes I
I'm not
can't help
giving you no
myself.
shine.
So I got to say
I
something.
can't do it.
Sometimes I
Let me
got
see if I can cause a rift in your
I finally
spirit.
got to that space.
I'm like, oh shit, our flight delayed 2 hours.
Let me see if I can disturb
That is
somebody's
hilarious.
peace.
So with your fitness journey, and not drinking, go into that because I myself have started.
He just started.
I just started my
good for
fitness
you.
journey. So I'm
like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks.
I started August 6th. So I'm down 6 pounds, down 4.5% body
Good
fat.
job.
You know what I mean? Probably
Wait, how much?
4.6%.
No, you down
body fat,
4.6.
Down 4.6.
It's
Okay,
so funny
down
how
these- I
y'all
got
men
4
care about the
points.
body fat.
Stop.
Women just be like, yes, we're just like getting skinny. Like,
Well, no, because what I've learned, right? From my trainer is that you know how like you can be big, right?
yeah.
And somebody could juice and be like, yo, I've just eaten watermelon for a month. I lost 15 pounds. They could lose 15 pounds, but their body fat will be more than what it was.
Right.
They lost.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it's
Right.
important. It's for men. The body fat, losing body fat is where the abs come in. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a hot boy summer. It was a warm 65-degree summer for me. But the wintertime, oh,
All right.
yeah.
Sweat
Be about
How long
100
are you
degrees.
trying to? How long are you trying to do this journey for?
Well, the workout that I'm doing is going to be for 3 months, right?
Okay.
And then once I see where I'm at after the 3, then I'm just going to, continue to go, Now, as far as the not drinking, see, it's a slow thing. So I'm not going to drink for the 3 months.
Okay.
I'm going to have a glass of wine in like 2 days. I already planned it though.
Oh, but you're not drinking harsh liquor, is what you're saying.
Like red wine?
Right. And I'm calorie counting, so I got to make sure the calories.
Okay.
So if I do a glass of wine,
mad calories in wine.
huh?
There's mad calories in wine.
Exactly, which is why I won't be able to eat like for 2 meals. I won't eat my tuna sandwich.
Wine for dinner?
If you're going hard though, you can have the wine because your body is just going to burn that off.
Yeah,
so it depends
yeah.
on kind of what day and what kind of fitness.
Exactly. That's why I'm gonna do
You've
the wine
had,
Friday because Friday is when I do
Like
Saturday is
high
when
intensity?
I do my cardio.
Okay, I was gonna say like
the
high
hit
intensity or
training.
cardio. Yeah.
Intensity. But what made me do it, well, a few things, but one of the things is I just like wanted to challenge myself. And I was telling the guys last week, I said, being in this business, we deal with so much. We work hard, we put a lot of energy in, and sometimes we don't see the results from the work that we do in this business because we don't control or have no control or no say-so over the work. We an audition, it's in the air. We as I said, we don't have no control. We trying to get booked on shows, we don't get booked. We don't have no control over that. And sometimes it became mentally challenging to deal with that and handle that. So I was just like, man, I need to do something that I have control over it. And if I work hard at it and dedicate myself and get out my comfort zone, which is waking up 5:30 in the morning every morning to be at the gym by 6. Mind you, I got to the gym at 6 o'clock this morning, parking lot full. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing this morning? I'm thinking I'm about to be by myself. So I'm like, okay, so I'm late on the motivating tip. You know what I mean?
It could be 3 in the morning, they're gonna be full.
So that was one of my things why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do something that I was like, yo, I worked hard, I see the results, I'm in control of it. And it's helping me mentally deal with, you know what I mean, just with things in general, you know, life and day-to-day things. So what was it that made you want to get on that?
I mean, I've always been a gym girl. So I'll have moments where I'm like heavy in it. And then of course I want to eat, and then I start drinking and traveling, and then I'm like, fuck the gym. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm not liking the way that I'm looking anymore. And then I go back. So it's been like this cycle of that. And then now with this whole, you know, turning the leaf and being sober, I'm like, oh my God. And what I'm recognizing now is my results are sticking. Whereas before, because I would work out and then I drink, like you said, have a glass of wine. I'm like, the wine and the alcohol, and mind you, it wasn't just a glass, but it wasn't just a glass. But so so it was kind of like setting me back, and then I have to go hard, and I see the result, and then it set me back again. So like now, because I'm not drinking, my body is maintaining. I can see my abs, like my arms are toning. I feel like my clavicles.
The collarbones.
Ladies, you know the collarbones.
Collarbone.
Like,
now you worried about guys talking about body fat. We didn't know that was even a thing.
Y'all, you know clavicles.
The collarbone.
collarbone.
Is that
Yeah,
what
but wait, you wanted to show, or you
Yes,
wanted to?
you want this collarbone.
Okay,
The clavicle.
I had no idea.
Write that down.
Where is it?
Wait,
I call it, sorry, that's my
is that
medical
what it is?
term.
Can't you see me even working?
That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the medical
You
term.
see this
clavicle.
collarbone? What was it?
Oh, y'all get ready for y'all
Clavicle.
close. Y'all get ready for y'all close up when y'all do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a woodwind instrument or something. I play the clavicle.
So like now seeing the results, I'm like, man. And then my mental aspect. If I didn't have the gym, I would probably lose it. Like it really, I can feel my body and my, like the endorphins, I need it. It fuels me throughout the day. Cause I'll be having just shit on me, and I'll be like, I get overwhelmed with life at times, and I'm like, I have to make time for the gym. So it just helps me with my mental health.
Now you early person? Like an early person for the gym?
I've been going to the gym at same. I wake up
early.
I'll go to the track and run like 5:30, and I'll do a whole thing out there for like an hour, then go. Sometimes I do 2 a days. I've been cycling. I do Pilates. I go to the gym and do HIIT.
Yo, I've seen, this is what I've seen on social media. This is a serious fucking question. Can somebody please answer this question? I see cats on Instagram that I know, cats we know, at the gym with the basketball court to themselves, shooting, like getting my workout in today, shooting. Maybe it's because I grew up in Brooklyn. Son, I swear to God, I've never seen a gym empty.
Oh.
Where are y'all niggas going that y'all get the whole gym to yourself?
The whole gym. Yeah.
I never seen no shit like that before in my life.
Me neither.
Cats in the gym. Yo, up early in the morning, get my shots up. Yo, fam, where's that at?
Every time
24-hour fitness at 2 o'clock in the morning?
That at? I've never seen that.
Like LA Fitness, sometimes the gym is empty in LA.
Empty?
Empty. And then sometimes I go, like today when I went at 5:30 this morning, 6 this morning, it was people in the gym.
I've never in my entire life went to a gym to shoot around by myself, and that shit was empty.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
30 motherfuckers. Yo, you got that? He got next. I'm like, man. But then I see Instagram, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Where's this at? Where y'all at?
Yeah. Might be a green screen or something.
It's fake. Yo, must be. It must. I've never seen it. Somebody tell me in LA where you going, where the gym's empty, so I can go an hour before you go and get an hour to myself.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
We wouldn't know that, now would we?
Trey either. Trey said his is 6 a.m.
Yo, when I went 6 a.m. this morning, because this morning was the earliest I ever woken up, like early, and I was like, all right, let me get to the gym. And I went, and there was people in the gym playing ball. I was like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, I'm supposed to be the only one that he doing that.
You want to reserve the
I
spot?
you really feel like you're supposed to have that.
I thought I was going to walk in the gym and they'd be like, oh, this guy. I walked in there, everybody looking at me like
he dedicated.
Yeah.
You late.
Yeah, right,
That is
right.
hilarious.
So you're talking about the rest of your fitness journey. Do you ever do like the intermittent fasting and all that?
So I am actually, I stop eating at 8. And when I wake up, I fast in the morning before I go to the gym. So I normally go to see my trainer Gary at like 9. I do a class from 9 to 10. Sometimes personally train from 10 to 11, and then probably have lunch or breakfast around like 11:30. So,
oh wow, so
yeah,
you don't eat
that's
after
the first
8.
meal. Yeah, I don't eat after 8 p.m.
I'm 6.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, you know what?
I'm 6.
I don't eat after my last meal.
My thing is this. No. My thing is this.
I try not to eat while I'm sleeping.
No, I eat dinner at 6:30.
Okay.
But I want like a little snack.
I do fruit.
That's what I mean,
do
fruit.
fruit after 6.
That's what I mean.
but
so you eat after 6.
So you do eat after 6.
That's water weight. That's watermelon and shit. That don't count.
That'd be hard. I'm so bad now that I can't have any food in my refrigerator. Like I gotta go to the grocery store, or else I'll just eat everything that's in there.
For real?
Yeah.
You don't got no self-control?
Doesn't seem like it. Like the snacking after a certain time, that's what gets you. Like it doesn't matter what it is. I heard that if you eat after that time, then it's like you're not really doing the intermittent fasting.
I ate kind of early last night because I put Charleston to bed about 7. I might have ate it like 8:30. But then about 10:30, 11, I was like, is that ice cream still in there?
Man,
like,
kiddo
sleeping, TV on. I'm like, some ice cream would be good right now.
I'm so
I
happy
did
I'm
that
not
last
night.
Like in the freezer, I was like, I
like,
forgot I
watching
had this.
TV.
I was like, I'll just take 2 scoops. And then it turns into there you go. Turns into 6.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yep.
Yeah, I messed up this past Saturday, because I have like I said, the certain window that I can eat, and my diet on Friday and Saturday my diet on Saturday and Sunday is different from Monday through Friday. So I didn't have my first meal Saturday until 2, which was a protein shake. And I have to eat like 5 meals on Saturday. And my trainer's like, yo, this is like the weekend, Saturday and Sunday is your most important day.
Right.
This is when you intaking all of your calories and getting most of your protein. So I was like, shit, I had my first protein shake at 2. Mind you, that shit thick. Peanut butter, all these almonds and shit.
Yeah.
So I drank it. I'm like, yo, it's almost like I gotta drink like 3 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Man, I tried to drink all 3 of them protein shakes within like a 2-hour window and eat the tuna fish. My stomach was like, nigga, no. Stop. half all that protein, yo. I was just like, I was like, well, I'll start again tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Saturday and Sunday so important. Don't have that shit up.
Feeling guilty, man. It's like,
so
damn, I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta start early. Make sure that I get my meals in early, man.
Yeah.
But
You do food prep? You food prep? Food prep?
I don't got a food prep really, because here's the thing about what I'm doing. You pretty much eating the same shit over and over again.
Truth.
And it's easy, convenient, tuna packets. Like I'm eating like I'm poor, to be honest. Tuna packets, almonds.
Poor people being shaken.
Right.
Homeless people in Venice.
Poor people got abs.
We have
2 garbage cans.
I'm on a straight poor man diet, man. It's like tuna during the week. Tuna, I could do fish. Like real fish, not tuna, but like salmon, cod.
Tuna's not real fish?
What I'm saying is like
Not out of the can.
the tuna.
okay.
The tuna. When I eat my tuna, that's like my snack.
Okay.
So I eat like I could do like a tuna packet or a protein powder.
Oh yeah, because like 20 grams in there, ain't it?
Yeah. So my first week I was eating hella tuna. I was like, yo, I probably got all type of MSG in me right now. I said let me figure it out. But then my protein shakes came, so I started like just dividing it up. I'm new at this, right? So it's a lot
Baby
of
steps, man. Baby steps.
A lot of trial
That's too
and error.
much though. I don't like that. Like for me, I couldn't operate that way where it's like I've got to kind of make like
That's what I've been doing, man.
See, if I
like I
food
know
prep,
to eat 3 meals a day.
Mhm.
Keep it very much so 4 to 6 ounce piece of protein.
That's what. Yeah.
Veggie, a quinoa, veggie. I'm going to say white rice because I'm Asian and I can't give up the white rice. I'm never going to do it. But like a sweet potato, you just eat like that. 3 of those meals, snack in between, finish eating by 6, by 8, you're good.
Yeah.
I have this
You've gotten
food
your
prep.
protein.
Start at what time?
Like in the morning?
Yeah, what's your first meal? What time?
Like 11:30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a window of time.
Yeah.
Like
And mind you, I'm still not even that hungry at that time. So maybe like 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And and like avocado and tomatoes.
Really?
Oh, there you
I
go.
I'm starving. I'm breakfast.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah,
I'm
breakfast.
Like,
You know, my breakfast is my shit.
I need,
Every time we get on the road, I'm like, yo, we doing breakfast? Like,
my parents from the South. I need breakfast.
Yeah.
I need to hold that plate like this.
Hold the plate.
And go out into the world like, yeah, let's get it. Lunch I could do
I
I could do like lunch, but breakfast I'm trying to get
you
it.
eat that big breakfast though, man.
Hey.
It make you slightly lazy after like.
Yeah, I can.
I will fall off and eat the wrong thing if I don't food prep. I just will.
Yeah.
Well, you two are inspiring me. I work out 3 days a week, but I don't do any gym training, meal prepping. I just get up and get on the floor of my crib and do a little bit of light, movement.
But you can get it
y'all
like
got
that.
me like, okay.
Bro,
But no, like I told you, I see results. I'll be like, oh shit. Like, wait a minute. Hold
Those
on.
apps, they tell you exactly what to do. You can get it in with those apps because they tell you to do stuff that ain't no punk. I'm like, well, I can't do this. Ain't nobody around. I'm gonna stop. Right now.
we have some good resources these days as far as that's concerned. But
So are you gonna go back to drinking, or are you like, I'm done with period?
right now I don't have the desire
There you go.
to want it. Like
But
but my whole thing was when I started this off, it was that it wasn't fully going to be cut off, right? That was how I walked into it. And then I was like, at this point, if I do decide to drink, I won't use it anymore as an escape.
Right.
But I'm using it in a way where I'm monitoring how much I'm drinking and socially and because I love me some wine. Like I'm a wine connoisseur. I definitely am never going to touch a Hennessy. I'm never going to touch a tequila. I'm never going to touch a vodka ever again. I am so okay with that. Wow. And I may never touch wine again because my desire for it is not there. I smelled some alcohol the other day and I was like, oh my God, my nose just was like, I couldn't even believe that I had been drinking that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't feel like I'm ready. I feel like I want to keep on this journey.
Yeah. That's
and
dope.
see how long I can go.
I have a homie that y'all know that every time I see him on social media, it's drinks. So I text him one day like, yo, fam, you think you got a problem with alcohol? And he straight up was like, yo, I just feel like when I'm out, like I'm not me unless I get a few drinks in me. And I'm like, bro, you are the same person with or without the alcohol. Like that's some shit in your head that you think you don't look the same way.
Yeah.
Just try it. Like just make a mocktail.
Yeah.
And just sit there. You'll realize like I'm the same cat. You don't need alcohol. And if you do, then that's a bigger problem that we need to address, that you feel like it turns you into somebody. That's a bigger issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all
I was so bloated too. Like as soon as I stopped drinking, I was like, oh my God, like I lost like 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God. What?
Yeah.
My clavicle.
I'm back.
I can see in the mirror.
I look like my high school graduation
picture. And the alcohol ages you. You know what I mean? You can tell your skin is dehydrated. Like, and to keep up with that, I was doing my IVs. People saw me on my lives doing IVs. That was because I was drinking. Okay, so
they got
she was on heroin.
I didn't know what that is.
They just on that shit.
Like IV drips.
I'm not even familiar.
When we was in Vegas, when we had the shows in Vegas, that's when Bryce came for his graduation party. The night after we did Dre's, I went to go get an IV at Liquid Drip, whatever. But they couldn't.
But what is
my
it?
vein, I was so dehydrated, they couldn't even get the needle in my vein.
So basically, IV drips are, you can go to the hospital and that's the first thing they hook you up to is like the saline bag and all that. It hydrates your body. And so they have now in medical facilities where you can go in and actually get vitamins and like glutathione and certain things that are going to pour back into your body and hydrate you because you're so dehydrated from the alcohol and the drinking. To the point where, I would drink and be like just as drunk, waking up like, oh my God, I am fucked up. Like, how am I still?
Damn.
Still, I would drink like that.
Yeah.
And be waking up like, the floor ain't under my feet. Like everything.
You was a good time.
I was a good time. But half the time I ain't remember. I was like,
oh man, I never got to hang out with
I gotta have some great time.
I never got to hang out with April and Melissa.
We used to drink and it was fun. Zen lounge.
Yeah, we used to get to it.
I was the life of the party. Say I wasn't.
No, you was.
She still is.
Say I wasn't.
You still are. Don't do
but
that.
it is
I
true. I still am. I still like to have a good time. And it's funny because I didn't think that I could have a good time without having that either.
That's
so look.
I mean, if you're with the people that you respect and love or whatever, I think it's easy to do.
Like when I'm out now, I just do a club soda one line, and I really just be walking around like.
I don't even eat it. I just be in there like.
I just get the cut because I got to do a gallon of water. So I say, well, I'll just let
Same.
that contribute to my. I let that contribute to my gallon. You know what I'm saying?
I had tea. I had coffee.
So with your pops passing, because I know one of the things for me.
Wait, can I address that?
I
definitely.
I knew.
Yeah, I was waiting for y'all to finish the work.
Yeah.
So my pops passed when I was like 17 years old, right? Stupid teenager, thought I knew everything. Literally, like one of our last conversations was like, "Yo, when you gonna get your shit together?" And I was like, "Ah, man, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Like brushed off, didn't we want to have the conversation? One of my homies told me, like that same summer that my pops got sick, my pops had gave me some money to go to the store. I told y'all this. I'm in the corner store, the bodega, flashing money like I'm doing something. And my man Ray was like, "Yo, what you doing? Like you hustling?" I'm like, "Nah, nigga, I'm just getting money out here, playing around with my father's money." He was like, "Where you get the money from?" I said, "Nah, my pops gave me this. I gotta get groceries and shit." He was like, "You working?" He was like, "You working?" I said, "Nah." He was like, "You got a summer job." That's back in the day when they used to have summer youth. I don't know if y'all grew up with that.
Yep.
And I was like, "Nah, I'm not working." He was like, "Man, you should get a summer job, bro. Like everybody's working this summer. Like everybody of our age range had jobs." And he was like, "Yo, your pops ain't gonna be around forever. Just said it in passing." My pops was gone 3 months later.
Wow.
Damn.
I was depressed for 5 years. To this day, when my brothers will tell me a story about some shit that happened, like, remember the time if it was in that frame, I'm like,
you don't even recall.
I was there. Like, I said that. Like,
I was just floating.
I was floating.
Yeah.
I was floating. So when they sent me something to read about you before you came on.
Yeah.
And it was like, our pops recently lost our father. And I'm like, oh man, like, what was that like? Because I know where I was. I don't know where you were, but how'd you get through it? I'm
still going through it.
Right. You never get through it, right? You never get through it. You never get through it. I literally, I swear on everything I love. I was in the pizza shop down there just now when I was waiting for the pizza, and a Rod Stewart song came on that we used to listen to in the house, and I damn near shed a tear in the pizza shop. Yeah. Like, that's today. That's 2024.
Wow.
I was like, I heard it and was like, man, like waiting for the slice. Like, damn, that shit still fucked me up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
took you back
just
there.
please.
Well, again, I'm still kind of going through it. It was October, so it's not like, grief is hard.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I get it. I absolutely get it.
With my dad, that was a very sensitive relationship because when I had my kids, I was pregnant with my son. And I remember having a conversation with my dad, like, you are not a great dad to me, but you have a second opportunity to be really good for my kids. The only request that I have is that you show up for them and that you are consistent. I don't ever want my children saying, where's my grandfather? The way that I was asking for my dad. That I never wanted. So the stipulation was, if you cannot agree to this, and if you do agree and you don't stick with this, the relationship will be cut off. We had a very clear conversation, and it was something that he had agreed to. So I was letting him stay in my house here in California. He would visit, and he didn't always show up even when he was here, but it was like, I was happy and hopeful that like my relationship with my dad was gonna, we were on to something.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, and like I just felt like he just kind of started dwindling and really wasn't like showing up. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I made that decision to just be like, yeah, like I'm not interested, right? Like we've already had this conversation. And so for about 5 years, me and my father hadn't talked after that. Like, and there's parts of me that like are like, shit, like, I like regret that.
I get it.
And so it makes me like appreciate the people that are in my life differently. Because it's not, you can't, sorry.
No, I was going to hand you that, but I'm like, that hard ass tissue.
I was looking like, did you see me?
Sensitive niggas in the world.
I'm like looking at it when you hand it like,
I saw her eyes water up. I'm like, well, that's it.
And then it dried up.
That's about to take a lash off right there. Look, I wanted to be emotional and sensitive. I'm like, not that shit.
But thank God I don't have fake lashes on. Right?
Okay.
That's good. I don't even wear those things. But this one was hard. So like I just feel like now at this point, like I wish I tell all my people who still have like really troubled relationships with their parents. I'm like, I know for me I can sleep at night because I did everything that I felt like I could do to rebuild that relationship. But there's still a part of that. I just wish that like it just still wasn't worth it. Right? I still wish I could have had a last moment conversation or could have, because it's gone. Everything that I needed is gone with him. So it's essentially me having to put that to rest. And that has been hard.
Second thing that I tell myself all the time, in addition to people who say whatever they want to say, and I'll sleep like a baby. Sometimes in life, you have to accept an apology that you were never given. Yeah. You have to literally just come to grips with it and say, you know what? I forgive you. Yeah. Whether or not that person said it, is around to say it, you just got to bring yourself to a space where you go, I know they would want to apologize, so I'm going to accept it.
And I know my dad loved me, and I know he knows that I loved him, so I do feel a sense of peace in it. Mm-hmm. But it's sad. Yeah. You know, just grieving a parent and not really being able to, like, he was young, like not having enough time to. Yeah. We had some years. Yeah. Things changed, so we could have circled back, but that's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad was 57. My dad was 57. Yeah. Like I said, I was a stupid teenager, thought I knew everything. So to come to where I am now, I know he's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I know he's like, wait, he's on TV? He's touring the world? He just performed in front of 20,000 motherfuckers? Get the fuck out of here. That nigga? Mm-hmm. And I'm always like, yo, I can't, man, if he was just here to see this. Like, I know he'd be like, whoa. You know, that not a day goes by I don't think about that. Yeah. That'll never be missed. You know
That's the thing about grief, man, because losses are always the first of no matter who it, you know what I mean, who it is. Yeah. You know, and I share my story all the time. I mean, how you are now, this was all of us, episode 1.
Yeah, go back, watch episode 1. We all got hard
We ain't even had that.
We all got hard tissue. We didn't have no drink. We all have scars on our face.
But, you know, it's just one of the things where I'm still dealing with it. Yeah. Like I said, I lost 3 people. I lost my best friend, my first best friend, February 15th of 2020. That was like the first, like, of my brothers, my best friend brother. That was the first one out of the crew. Like, you know, I just got finished telling my other man, like, yo, we doing our reunion. You not there. I said, yo, God forbid something happened to one of us. What you going to do? It was right after Kobe died. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, Kobe just died, man. I was like, yo, life is short. Yeah. I said, you need to make sure you show up with all the brothers because you're the only one that don't be coming. He's like, I said, God forbid something happened to one of us, man. What you going to do? That was in January. February 15th, Kijo got shot and killed. So that shook everybody. That was my first time seeing, like, one of my closest best friends laying in a casket. Like, I haven't been to a funeral in, like, years. You know, it's like, but that was my first time seeing one of my, like, my brothers, my best friend laying in a casket. Yeah. I fucking lost it. Yeah. All right. Trying to figure out, then COVID happened. So now I'm isolated. We isolated, dealing with the world. But I had time because everything stopped. That gave me time to kind of process it and figure out how to deal with that loss. Yeah. Of my, you know, so I'm kind of just getting through that. His birthday, it was like his second birthday or his first birthday after he passed. I call him my boy Boogie. Hey man, Boog, I'm having a hard time today, man. He's like, what's good, man? I said, you know, the day Kijo's birthday, man, it's like the first one, and I'm sitting here, I can't stop crying. He's like, hey dog, just like when my cousin got killed, this is what I wish I would have did this. He said, what I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't do, but I'm going to tell you to do it. Write every memory you have of Kijo down in a notebook right now because you're going to forget the stories. You're going to forget this as time go on. You're going to forget certain information that you're going to want to remember. And I wish I would have did that with my cousin. So I'm telling you to do that now. I said, bet. Then, a year and a half later, Boogie gets killed. Oh, my God. That was December 23rd of 2022. Mm-hmm.
My best friend died on December 23rd. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and you know, if you saw Boogie, you know, Boogie was a comedian out here from New Orleans.
The one that was in New Orleans when he got yeah. Okay, I was in New Orleans when that ended up happening. Yeah.
Oh, wow. My brother. So
I was filming.
I was like, yo, like, shit fucked me up. But I was like, was God preparing me for this through with Kijo? Because it was so crazy. I was so strong at Boogie's funeral because I felt like I had to be strong for like everybody else. Yeah. Mind you, my sister was there with me through both of those.
Oh my goodness.
My sister was right there. It's gonna be okay, brother. It's gonna be okay. Fucking July, she dies out of nowhere. I'm like, man, like so I'm triple fucked up now. So to this day, like my grief was like eating, drinking.
Right.
Sometimes I get angry. Sometimes I just, you know, I don't know what the day going to be like. And I'm just trying to figure out how to cope with it. But I have this joke on stage when I talk about my father. how he's going through a certain kind of grief, and it's kind of like what you were saying. My dad is grieving differently than I am because he knew he could have been a better dad
to your sister,
to me and my sister, but now she's gone. So his grief is like, damn, I lost my daughter, my firstborn. But I knew I could have probably did a better job, you know what I mean, being there, and doing what I'm supposed to, doing what I'm supposed to do. So I have to lay my, like stop grieving sometimes just to make sure he's good, and he's okay. You know what I mean? So it's just those levels, man, that you got to just figure out how to dig through and go through every day just to just to maintain.
Yeah, that's part of mourning. Part of the mourning process is people realizing I could have, should have, did things differently.
Yeah.
That's what hurts.
I tell people all the time. Like I tell my boys all the time. I tell my dudes, I love you all the time. All the time. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Saying that,
I always say that. You know why? Because I was like, you be at somebody's funeral, and that's the first thing that's gonna hit you. It was like, I never told this person I loved him. Yeah. Like I use my man Rube Paul. We like super close. I'll use Rube as a reference. I'm like, I tell this dude I love him all the time. I'm gonna be at his funeral one day and I'm gonna be like this, like, I'm good because I tell him every day. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I wish I would have told him. No, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be fucked up. Right. But I'm gonna be good because I'm gonna be like, he knew what it was. He knew exactly how I felt about it. It wasn't that type of heavy thing on my back.
And that make you feel so good, bro. And that's what I felt about my sister. I said, one thing about Kim, we tell each other, we love each other. I go through my old text message, I'm like, yo, you my hero, sis. I love you. It's like, so she knew. So I'm okay with that other level of grieving. It's just the
rest of it's still
it's just life. But her knowing, I felt good knowing that she knew that, So, but hey man, we all gonna get through it.
Exactly.
We do.
Exactly.
We're gonna figure out how to get through it.
Sun coming up tomorrow, whether you like it or not.
Amen to that.
If you see it, you gotta go.
Question.
No.
Okay.
What,
no. I'm about to say, did you? Because I was about to leave.
Okay, go. I think you asked me a question. Yeah. No, go ahead, go.
So, how are you using that to? Okay, so with the loss, you stopped drinking. Yeah. You're on your sober journey, your fitness journey. Did that help you? Like, are you motivated by that? Did that help too? With like, was that part of the reason you made some of the decisions from your dad, or?
Well, no, I just feel like it, because of the grief and not dealing with it and escaping, really, it was like, okay, I need to get this together. Okay. Deal with it, face that, be honest with yourself about, just treating myself with more kindness. Like, there was nothing that you did wrong. Right. And like, you loved your dad, so dealing with that with no alcohol involved. And but it wasn't like the grief was like, you can it was I just realized when I was drinking because of that that I wasn't really my best self.
Got you.
But the grief part is I'm coming over to I'm like coasting now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, I love my dad. I know my dad is present and around, and you know what I mean, on the other side, and I know he's here to guide me and still help me. Like, I know there's no ill feelings, or like I don't feel like that. It's just like it's none of that. It's just like, dang, man, like when I talk about him, it's like, man, I wish I could have just gave him a hug. Yeah. It's like one of those feelings. But I know he'd be proud of me just crossing over this hump and, not staying in it. Yeah. So, yeah.
You mentioned therapy. Like, you mean like therapist type? Like, did you ever have one of those?
Yeah, I'm still in therapy, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm on the cusp of making the call. Hey, I want to set an appointment.
Fox been needing a therapist for about.
That's another episode. We need to have a therapist come in and just sit here and let him talk to Fox like this.
Yeah, Fox been needing a therapist for some years.
What took you so long?
Man,
I just, because no one really talks about it. No one says, "Hey, call my therapist," like on TV. Yeah. Hey, give my therapist a call, and they do it and they get better. Yeah. Like, we've only had Elliot.
We had one therapist on the show.
Yeah, Elliot, and I'm like, I think I need to do it just from a holistic perspective, because I know I got a lot of things that I need maybe some guidance. Because if you don't think you need help and you never get help, it's like, damn, you think you're all right, but you ain't all right.
To me, having the tools, it just is so necessary, because sometimes we think we know how to deal with certain things, and then you're like, oh my God, like I could have done this, and it's so easy and simple, but until someone who has the knowledge is in front of you being like, that's all you had to do.
That's probably where I am. Like, I think I could deal with something. I would probably sit with a therapist and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, because that's how
they ask you one question and he just broke down. Oh, I never thought of that.
Like, I love it.
this is why she's doing what she's doing.
No, my next question
That's
was what
why
made
she's
you guys
doing
start the podcast? Like, what was this all like?
Yeah.
I asked earlier, was it the tipping point? But like, what made you guys decide we're gonna do this thing and be vocal about
and she has the thing that I appreciate about this, because I've been working in entertainment for 20 years with management. We've worked together for 10 years. You don't see me in front of nothing. You won't even catch me on TMZ. She was like, let's do this. I was like, you ready? Let's do this.
Bet.
Like, she's the only person that could get me. She know I should be on her live. I'm like, don't put me on because it was a purpose. There's a purpose behind it, because there's a healing that there's a message now that she wants to get across, and there's healing that comes with it. That's my whole mission. And now we're very like-minded at this point. So it took a minute to get to that place. But what I love is there's so many now. Yeah. Everybody's doing it. And there's a difference between someone just having something to say and then bringing a resource that can actually change and help. And so with Wounds in the Way, which is her podcast, the whole concept is to be able to heal the person, the foundation of the human, of who you are ahead of time, right? So you're pulling from your past, the negativity, all the wounds, all the things that you're struggling with, or that the traumas, the triggers, the stuff she's talking about, the stuff you're talking about, the bag of shit that you just went to, right? You're bringing it to the forefront to acknowledge it. And now what are you going to do with it? We're just going to sit here and trauma bond? Or are we going to actually be able to heal from it? So she's bringing on therapists that are coming. She's working on a healing journal. And it has a whole bunch of professionals, not just our opinions, right? But professionals. And then there's the spiritual component that touches that or connects with it. Because she has amazing stories. She's the entertainer. She has the face of, she's the funny one, the one that, like she said, the life of the party. But now we have the therapist that can come in and actually help you from a psychological, behavioral psych perspective. Yeah. And then the spiritual component that will stick, that will really help you to heal and stay with that journey. Does that make sense?
Yes. It does. That was one of the things I wanted to ask, because like I said, I watched the first episode and then the one with Black China, and it's like, of course,
I saw that one.
So you're her manager, so you have that working relationship, and like, so what? You kind of already touched on it, like. How do you get your manager, like, from a business? Okay, well, this is a personal rapport that you have.
That's my baby.
Well,
so like, how long have y'all known each other? Like, I'll do this.
So funny. She's basic. It's family now at this point. Yeah. But do I tell the truth?
Yeah, go, please. Okay. That's why you're here.
Did I ask the wrong question?
Because I just need to make sure that's in the. So she and another friend of hers, close friend of hers, used to work for the father of my kids. Like, she kind of helped here and there with that. But when that separation ended up happening, I was really alone in California. I don't have family here. And so I think that, like, you know, being at home mom and like having to go back and like I was working at MLK Hospital. I was like, you know, just going back after being on national TV.
In the hood?
In the hood.
Okay.
I went back
to MLK.
Yes, right after Love and Hip Hop.
Oh,
so I went right back. And my daughter was 2 months at the time. And me and him had separated. We were not in a relationship. And I just remembered like working so hard. I was breastfeeding 2 kids. I was taking care of my 2 primary parent at the time. And I was so exhausted. I remember my mom being like, I was in and out the hospital, sleep deprivation, dehydration, literally killing myself. And my mom was like, stop. So my family came for a little bit. I think that they started to see like, oh, she needs help. Like, we need to come in and we need to help her. And so she came in and literally was like, we are sorry for how we saw this situation. We now see it very clear with what it is, and we won't go into any details. But it was like, we are going to show up for you. And so I am so grateful to her every single day. Like, I literally would kill for Melissa, and I love her so much, because if it wasn't for her, I would be homeless. When I tell you, like, I wouldn't have access.
Can I have that rough thing, please?
I wouldn't have access.
Give her a brick.
I wouldn't have access to my kids. I wouldn't have what I have right now. Like, I can call her when I'm at my lowest and be like, yo, I'm doing a lot. I need to get a check, you know, and she'll be like, whatever, we need to feed these babies. So it's that kind of relationship that I've actually never had with any person in my life like that, who will show up for me and pour into me the way she has. And I'm forever indebted to you for that, for real. Like, you got me for life. But
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Melissa, what you going through?
Like, loyal.
With you.
Y'all got a whole conglomerate.
You on the podcast too? What you dealing with?
Because again, we connected through. My heart has always been ministry, if I could say that. I came to California to plant a church.
Where you from?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
But I met my former husband, who we were talking about, in Missouri. And then
oh wait, John was your husband.
Oh, I didn't even tell you that. I didn't even
John was married?
20 years almost.
So I had to have met you before.
Yeah, we met a bunch of times through
You was at the Super Bowl parties?
I don't remember, but I
now
just
you think
know
you was the life of the party. I had the best Super Bowl parties in Los Angeles.
I wasn't invited.
In Los
I
Angeles.
really
My
don't
Super
remember.
Bowl parties?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
Anyway.
why. So we came out here to plant a church together. And I was an English teacher, high school English teacher for years. And I tripped and fell into the entertainment industry, which sounds crazy. It was to help John, actually, with he had a artist named Amij at the time, who was also from Boston. And he was like, I need to figure this out. So I helped him. And long story short, somehow I ended up connected to Mario and ended up having him for management for 7 years. So that was my entry into the entertainment industry, was through management. And then we worked with the person that she had just mentioned, with Lloyd, with Jeremiah, with a bunch of different people through management. And I thought, okay, well, came out here to plant a church. I can't sing at all. So I don't know how the heck I ended up music managing anything when I can't hold a note to save my life. That's when I realized it was the favor of God. Because when you don't have a skill set that you developed on your own, he must have you there for a purpose.
Right.
So when we connected with each other, it turned it into... I always say this to her, but at the time she was known for beauty and booty. Like that's what at the time that was her brand, right? And she's turned this to, because of the work that she's put in, and I just love seeing it because we've put so many different. She's had so many different people around her that have been really positive and really. I don't even know if she realizes the people that have been around her that have influenced her in a positive way. That's helped her to go through this journey. And so we're finally at a place where she called me the other day. She was like, I want to do philanthropic work. What are we gonna well, let's go help people. Let's go.
I was
like,
the community.
This is my girl, like, cause her heart's totally different, and now we're on the same mission. I told you my first step here was to plant a church and to do ministry. So this is a different type of ministry. Like we are the influencers to the influencers, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you guys think of whoever manages you and how much influence they actually have. If you have good ones, I'm not sure, but whoever that looks like, right?
Nah, they work for me.
Yeah, okay, and they work for you. I get that, but if they're always around you, like I know things that we're working on some stuff together where I'm reminding her of stuff that she did and went through and how she felt about stuff. Because I've been there for that long where I'm like, no, this is how you feel. And she's like, okay, that is how I feel. Like, okay.
Well, it's like you, like there's some moments where I'm like, wasn't present or like I was on drinking and then she would be like, I'm on this other opposite end receiving this person. I'll tell you about yourself tomorrow.
Yeah.
So she see me in that way many a times, like so many times, sorry.
But it's beautiful now, like I said, because you can take all that stuff and like the church likes to say, you turn it into a testimony, right? But the truth is what you've gone through, you can grow from. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that as you're sharing it with other people, they're actually connecting and relating, and there's hope. That's what that all is. There's hope. Because if there was hope, you're healing from what you were experiencing. The fact that you're sitting here at as many I don't want to say the age that you are, as many years as you've had on this planet and the experience you've had on this planet, you're recognizing now, like, I got to give something different to my kid. Yeah. I want him to have a different experience, right? So that's what we've been working on. And it's actually so Her Wounds in the Way podcast is, we have a network we've developed out called Strong Home. And the intention is to strengthen the family unit because especially within our entertainment industry, how many times, and I'm going to say this because I work with all men. She's my only girl, right? For the entertainment. And there are so many people that I have worked with or that have been connected to people that I've worked with where they have all these followers, millions of people looking at them. But what are they leading them towards? Right. Besides depression, addiction, suicide, all these things, right? This is the entertainment industry. It's like everybody glorifies these celebrities, and we know the truth because we're in it for real. Mm-hmm. But then we're thinking like, well, wait a second, you're showing this to the rest of the world. How are we benefiting them? How are we helping them? And so her mentality was, okay, we're going to go ahead and do something different here, and we're going to start healing for real and not just talking about it. So that's the whole concept. But she really has.
That deserves a clap. Hey.
What I liked about it, because when I first turned it on, and I'll be honest, it's like, all right, women talking about this and that.
Here we go.
Hold on a second. But it wasn't long before I could tell y'all was like, okay, this isn't trauma bonding. Yeah. It wasn't that at all. It was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and how did you feel about this? And we're not gonna talk about this, and it's like a moving on thing. Yeah. In keeping with the title of the of the podcast.
Because don't we have a lot of that already with the people talking about the negativity?
Yes.
On their baby daddy.
Even
them
your
out there like it's too much. It's
even
too
your
much.
clips were reflective of that, because usually if it's talking about a problem or a trauma, it's always about the person who caused the trauma and not how you're dealing
with it.
and moving forward.
That you picked that up.
Yeah, hey, I did my research.
And I love
what you think I did.
and they had Black China on there.
Yeah.
Angela.
Yeah, Angela.
Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you
know, to see her transformation.
Yeah.
Is, you know, like, wow.
Beautiful.
And her attitude
It's
about
dope.
it too.
Yeah.
I that was surprising. I mean, I just know the little piece that I know, and that's not the good
Mama
stuff.
doing this like I'm in school.
It's not the good stuff. It's like, well, you did all that. Okay,
Yeah.
you came from something.
So Angela came onto the podcast, and funnily, I hadn't started my journey yet. And I remember when she came on, I was asking her kind of for some advice of like how like I know I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready. And her giving me her advice. And it wasn't too long after that where I had that moment.
Yeah.
And it was like, she was like, you'll know when you're ready.
Ooh.
She's like, I can't. She's like, you'll know. You will know. You'll feel it. And one day it just will make all the sense in the world. And I was like, but what does that feel like? Like, what is that? Because I had, like I said, been on this trip of like, cool, I'll stop drinking. Then I go back. And then I stop. And I'm like, so I'm a part of a cycle at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This feels different. This time I'm saying all the things that I didn't say before, the no's and the boundaries. And so I'm like, man, like reflective of just that conversation with her. And like, I'm here now. I've arrived.
Now we got to get her mama on there.
Who
gotta
mama?
work,
Black China mama?
China mama. Yeah. She's
Hey, y'all both. These was like,
I don't know what it means. I don't know what that means.
y'all both was like,
No, I was like, cool, you guys would love that. That would be fun for you guys.
oh, we gotta have her mama on. You
No. She's talking about Angela's
Black
mom.
China's mama.
You saying we gotta have her
Yeah,
on?
you
No,
got
they
it.
gotta have her on.
Y'all gotta have her on y'all show.
Wait, what's the?
She's off camera, so she can do that.
I gotta throw something in there.
Yo,
I gotta throw something in there.
Hey,
You ain't got.
I don't know what it is. So hey,
No,
Wait,
it might be a great idea. Amber, we should consider that.
quick question. And this you can say we're not answering that, or next question, whatever. You said you referenced the person she had the babies with. You say the guy that I have children. Do we not say the name?
It's
or
only because, and you guys can do what you want. It's only because when we do the show, it's not about any other.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's
but I mean, people know.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he picked that up, and I love that. It's not about what anybody did
Okay.
or what happened. It's
I just
about
caught
how
it
you're
both
healing
times. Like
from it.
nobody's
Yeah.
saying, all right. So
Yeah.
I guess
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
it.
Yeah, and we
Alright.
try to do it
Yeah.
where it's not focused on that.
Okay.
Because
Right,
we
right,
say
right.
that,
That's
then
what
it becomes
But
a
y'all,
center
everything's
of,
cool. Y'all look.
oh, we're
They
in a
are,
really good
yeah.
place right now.
Okay.
see, that's why I was like,
Right now.
how personal is this? Because it seems like
No, it's good. We're turning
because
over the leaves.
as your manager, this, and then there was like a rapport that y'all had that just didn't seem like something normal. That's what I picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I picked up.
Yeah, and I think too now, and even with Angela, what I love, it's all faith based, and that's where I really recognize. I'm saying that because like we all go to church together.
Go to the
it's
same
not
church.
a fake thing.
church.
It's like
California
a real
Worship
consistent-
Center.
Yeah.
That's you know what's crazy?
Please come.
Barbara, Mike Lowry just told me.
Oh, wait, Mike Lowry or Hill?
No,
Oh, Mike Lowry. Oh, Mike. Oh, the short
Mike,
barber.
yeah.
So
You
that's
see her. She sees
I
him
love
all the
him.
time.
Literally
Yeah.
just told me Sunday.
And I invited Mike Hill, so we were all at church together.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he
Oh,
told
we had
me-
Mike Hill. Well, he was a guest.
Yeah,
Oh, he was?
That's the homie.
Okay.
That's our bro. That's our
he
bro.
told me to come to that church. So
Okay.
you'll probably
See you
see
next
me
You
week.
gotta come.
Yeah.
It's
Come
so
next week.
it's so good.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah,
Next
this week on Sunday. It's a blessing. It's just because it's not like a Hollywood church. You know, we have some of these churches.
Good.
I couldn't go because they'd be like, "Yo, you trying to get in the studio next week?" I'm trying to just meet Jesus for a minute. Leave me alone. It's too much.
I'm
Like,
trying to pay
why?
these tithes and offerings.
For real.
So good.
The one time I went to a church out here, Hollywood church.
Oh, one church?
I had to one time.
No, he didn't get what I was saying.
I know.
It was called
That's
One
why-
Church.
No. I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
But
I
look,
know one church.
I took mad pictures walking in. I'm like, can I just go get the word?
Take a picture.
And then I got inside and they said, hey, you don't have to sit here. You can sit in VIP. And I said, this ain't it. This ain't for me.
Wow. Yeah, no, we have Stevie Wonder just sitting where he want to sit, and ain't nobody go after
Well, Stevie
him.
always sit where he want to sit.
Yeah,
he can't
yeah,
see the
yeah.
seats.
Ah!
Stevie Wonder sit
Oh,
like
that's the
this.
thing.
I'm saying, like, it's not a Hollywood church like that. Nobody trying to get your autograph. Why, do people do that anymore?
Stevie Wonder like, go ahead.
Steve, if you don't get on this piano like we told you to.
Does that mean you don't go to church? Like you ain't.
I am a spiritual person. My
Hollywood
relationship
thing to
with the
say.
Most High is here.
Bedside Baptist.
I don't need to be a this or a that.
Okay.
Because that causes friction. If
I
you-
understand.
I'm this and I'm this. So now you guys battle. But why is there a battle?
Okay, but you have a connection.
We
You have a
here.
connection.
We here.
with God.
He come from
My grandfather was a
his
pastor.
grandfather was pastor.
Reverend Rock.
Okay, that doesn't see. Okay, see.
It means
So this is
something to
what we
black
hear all the
family.
Listen,
time.
No.
I say it on stage. My grandfather was a pastor, and 3 of my uncles were pimps. I got pimp and I got preacher in my bloodline. I can save a bitch or I
But
can smack a
is it
bitch.
your
Choice is yours.
relationship? That's the thing.
am
Is it your relationship,
done.
your own relationship?
Huh?
But your relation is different because that's your daddy's relationship.
But I'm saying
That's your daddy's
I was
God.
raised around in
Not a
faith-based.
stranger.
I understand that a lot of that's honestly that's like the black culture. Like
Right.
that really is, and it becomes mama's it becomes mama's God, and that's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Right.
Is it your personal relationship? And that's my point. Is when April literally started. I'm sorry, I keep putting it back to her, but because I watched it happen when she finally said, "Okay, I got to get serious with God because I can't do this
Right.
by myself." And then all of a sudden the word starts popping off the pages
Right.
and into your actual life. And now you're recognizing like, there really is something here. There is a hope here. It is not just mama's religion.
Okay, well, to answer that question, my parents are raised in the Deep South, so they have that religion. I have an older brother that's a Muslim. I got that religion from him, and I have 2 other brothers that are Hebrew Israelites. So everybody was
I heard
bombarded
that
with their
when you
religion.
said the Most High here. I
So,
hear that.
so I had to find my own religion because it was 3
But
different.
you just said religion, and that's exactly what I'm not
I had to
talking
find
about.
my own spirituality,
Yeah.
Connection.
relationship.
my own
with-
connection.
Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
everybody was coming from different angles. So my connection is my own connection.
I see.
Have you tried ayahuasca?
That's the same thing.
yeah,
Tori said
Tori
that.
said,
Tori's
yeah.
like, you got to come in the woods and do ayahuasca.
Have you done
I'm
it?
like,
I want to do it. Yeah. Troy been trying to get
what
me
was
to
the
do
experience for you?
It was life changing. I did a 3-day ceremony in Malibu
that. Damn.
in a private home with someone that I was dating, and oh my God, I purged literally. I feel like for the whole 8 hours. And it's not like a normal throw up. It's so interesting. It's like whatever you are, like all the traumas, all the wounds, you are literally. It's a spiritual thing. It is coming from somewhere different. I don't know how to explain it. It does not feel like a normal throw up. And at first I was scared to release it, but then I kept hearing these like voices on the other side, just being like, my grandmother came through and was just like, it's okay. Like, let that go. And I saw myself as this kid sitting in a corner, feeling abandoned and neglected and feeling scared. Like I was literally, my body was showing it. I was sitting on the because they had mats. So sitting on the mat like I thought I was crazy because I was like, it was reminding me of like being that kid again. And then I started vomiting and purging, and it was to the point towards the end where I could not purge anymore. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like dying. I'm dying. I cannot. The person I was with was sleeping, so I was hella mad.
Wow.
And so I'm like, oh my God, I cannot do this anymore. And then the shaman that was across the way, he ended up going like this, and I could feel it in my body, his movement. And he started vomiting, and he was throwing up for me. It was a weird thing. Wow. And he had woke up the next.
I don't know
But what I'm saying,
it
it really does release. You see certain things about your past. It releases. Like I feel like that was a start, to be fully honest, of like just certain traumas and me being a bit more calm and being settled, and like because I wasn't carrying that weight anymore.
You know what's funny? Can I say something? In all honesty, I'm not afraid.
It's scary.
I'm not afraid. I'll change. I'm afraid of this. I'm not afraid of the process of throwing up and all and taking the tea and all that. I'm afraid of anything that might change me as far as my comedy is concerned.
No,
I got a homie back in New York. We started comedy together, disappeared for a couple years, and came to the comedy club one night. And I'm sure this is way different, but he's like, I'm like, yo, where you been, man? Like, what the fuck? We used to be in the trenches together. And he was like, yeah, bro, I do yoga every morning. I get up in the morning at like 6 a.m. I do yoga for like 2 hours. And ever since I've been doing yoga, I just don't feel the need to be on stage anymore. And from that second, I said, I will
Fuck
never
yoga.
Never do
in my
yoga.
life.
You ain't gonna go stretch.
I will never, if it makes you do that, if it made him feel like that, I can never do it. So that right there is like, I feel like that, like, oh, what if something changes? And I'm like, well, I don't feel the desire to be on stage anymore. It's like, nah, nigga.
I wonder if it's your Richard Pryor version of him going to Africa. You take that, then you just come back like,
No, I think that experience.
What if it's not?
What
if I'm like, okay, what if y'all see me? I got a beard and I was like,
like Martin.
Brother Rock, bring me on, Brother Rock.
No, because all that's doing is just releasing like the bag of shit you have carrying over your shoulders. That's it. That's all that does.
I don't think it would, man. It's
I'm
too
gonna
in
do
you.
it. I'm gonna
It's
need
so
more
good.
coaxing.
I would not recommend that you do it around a lot of people. I would not.
I'm gonna
do an at-home ceremony if you need.
Or the private,
I have.
or my
I
house.
have the
shaman
people.
in Malibu.
You got the
I got the connect.
the ayahuasca. What is it
Yeah,
called?
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
It's
Remember
a tea.
Tori was talking about it. She said
I remember
she went
that.
in the woods and did it and
So
said
she
she
trying
was.
to get me to do mushrooms and all types
I ain't
of
fucking with
I'm
mushrooms.
like, yo, what's this?
Uh-oh.
It's
Yeah.
another nigga that shows up late.
Yeah.
But
I was like, who is he?
I'm gonna try it.
How you doing?
What's
I'm
up, Grammy?
definitely gonna try it.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna
Happy
try to
birthday.
teach.
Really?
I think I am, man.
It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
You tried it?
I'm gonna hang out with Jesus. No.
You didn't try it?
Only because, and I love that she had the healing process she had. For me, I see that as an open portal spiritually. I know that sounds crazy,
Right.
where I'm not sure that I'm like comfortable with having that. I don't know what's coming in.
That
I don't know what's
Pandora's
going out.
box.
I
Might be
don't
the other side.
I'm not even trying to be funny.
Right.
I don't understand. I'm a strict believer of the word of God. I just am, and I don't know that's anywhere in there in that way. So, but I've talked to counselors and therapists. We've spoken to therapists that are Christian-based therapists or whatever that have said that they've had experiences with it and they understand it. And I don't see a need to connect to there. I see and understand what the word talks about brings healing, and I'd rather be connected in that way.
It's in the book of Ecclesiastes.
like
There's a lot of things
Is
that
it? Is it really?
no,
Oh.
not that. No.
That's like people that
It's
are
tree bark.
clairvoyant.
It's a tree bark.
Some people that are
That's it.
clairvoyant.
And they
A
cook
couple
it.
of my brothers are like, yo, that's the other
It's
side.
of the earth.
That could be the dark side too.
It could be, and
Yeah.
that's the thing.
No,
So-
my brothers, people that are clairvoyant.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not. They're not telling you some spiritual shit. It's like, yo, it's the other side coming.
yeah,
in.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you though, when you said I'm scared to do that because it might change my comedy, and I never want to do
No,
that.
not change my comedy. Change me.
From
Not wanting to
do
Not like
it.
your
Yeah.
desire
Right.
for it.
What if the relationship that you have, the connection you have with God on your own, He changed you to where He says, I don't want you to do, maybe not comedy ever, but I want you to do it differently, or I have something different for you.
Well,
Are you open to that?
Thank you for that question. Because, sorry, I just spit. Thank you for the question. Because I always felt when I first started comedy, I always said to myself, I'm going to be a comic, but I feel like at some point in my life, I'm going to come back to Brooklyn and be like a councilman or something like that. Like something just in the neighborhood. But now I don't think so as much because Brooklyn's been gentrified now. So where I grew up isn't the same way. But I felt like when I first started, I was like, I'm going to do this, have this crazy, illustrious career. It's going to work out the way I want it to work. And then I'm going to come back to Brooklyn and be like, yo, I'm right here at the corner in this little office trying to fix Brooklyn.
I'm a big believer that the talents and the gifts that God has given all of us were not for us. It's not for that.
Yeah, no, I believe
as
that.
celebrities, people get, I say me as if I've been in front of the camera.
Yeah, no, I
but
believe
I'm
that.
watching it, right? And there's so many great experiences that you guys have had. You're very talented. At the end of the day, what is it bringing glory towards? What is it doing to affect and positively help other people? And when you have that change, when you have that connection to the Most High, when you have that connection to God in the way that He changes everything, what ends up happening is that gift that He gave you is amplified, bigger than you ever could imagine. And the result that you get, the people that you're touching, the impact that it has, because the favor of God is on there, now you'll have so much more ability to be better than you ever thought, with a greater reward because you're actually bringing hope to people.
So go ahead and do that ayahuasca
Yeah, go
then.
ahead.
Ayahuasca.
Try that.
Ayahuasca.
Ashkawashka.
Go ahead. So go ahead and do it.
I think it could help. Like one of my other brothers, his mom used to live with us when we was in college in Atlanta, and she was so spiritual. And she would go in her room. I told the story. She would go in her room, smoke weed, read her Bible, and come back out and prophesy all kind of stuff in our lives. And when I say everything, like 9 out of the 10 things she prophesied in my life came to pass?
Because it does connect you to the spirit.
That's
the thing. It's when
Well,
people
getting
say
high
you're
and
high.
smoking,
Yes.
reading the Bible. Get you
But
No, hold on. Let me just read.
Oh, you
Hold
just
on.
said-
I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't say that.
Smoke
Because
weed.
it does connect you to the spirit.
But that's a part of the earth.
I'm saying that they call it high for a reason. You
Say
are
it again.
they call it high for a reason. You are connected on a higher level, and that's what I'm saying. I see it in a different way where my thought process is. I do see that when you open yourself, it's like I can only say it that way. I know that's probably not the right way to say it, but it opens a portal. You are taking you're taking yourself to a different level. You're separating. I really believe, honestly, fasting does something similar, because if you think about it like this, right? The Word of God says that we are actually made in the image of God, right? So all he was a spirit. He was not flesh. Jesus was flesh when he sent his son, right? So if we are actually spirit, the only thing separating us is when he wrapped this stuff around us, flesh, and created Adam. So what's separating me from God is just this flesh. So all of a sudden now, if we come to a place where I'm fasting, and this is why I feel like fasting is so important, not just the intermediate fasting, but for the spiritual connection to God and for clarity, you are starving this. Whatever you're starving is going to die, and whatever you're feeding is going to, grow. So the more that I'm not eating, I'm not feeding my flesh, I'm moving more away from the feeling of I want to eat, I want to have sex, I want to do anything that is feeling a certain way. And now I'm connecting closer to God. My spirit is connecting closer. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So if that's what I look at, like the whole thing of any additional substances that takes you further into the spirit realm when now you're so much more connected. And I don't know how it does it. I don't know the actual, like you guys would know a little bit more.
But you're concerned about it as well, right?
About what part?
The ayahuasca.
I am.
Yeah.
Only because
After that speech, you just like...
It's like,
No, like when I did
She
it,
talks about it all the time.
but
I'm
like
just
it was like it was like it was
know.
so beautiful. Like I saw a tree in front of me. It was a tree and it had all these freaking frequency lights, and my eyes were open, but it was like all of us in a room like this, and every single one of us were attached to these lines, and it was like I literally just was like tears bawling down because I could feel the energy. I knew that God was real. Like it was just even more clarity that like this I'm not like I had a big fear of death, and still a little bit there, but like I was like, oh my God, I'm not in my body, like you said, just being of just like the spirit. I felt just like I was a spiritual entity, and I was like, oh my, if this is what this feels like, this is bliss.
And that's what happens when
compared
people,
to like what
you feel it now. When people go into surgery and they're with the anesthesia, right? They talk about the out of body experience that you have. There's a certain level of a chemical or whatever that drug is that's taking you outside of your flesh, and you're getting closer to the spirit. So that's why people say, in my opinion, that's why they'll say, I saw Jesus, I saw God, or I saw myself. I was outside of my body. Yeah. There's a connection, but you just got to be so careful with it, because even in the Bible, it talks about these things where they had these, what do they call them? Seers, S-E-E-R-S, seers, like, what'd you call them? What did you call it?
Seers?
You said seer. It's like a
clairvoyance.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like those types of, and
they on both sides. They
exist.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yes.
They exist. Yeah. But it's very specific in the word where it talks about not being like, that's not how the astrology, all these different things where it talks about this. Yes, it exists, and you can connect, but it's to the wrong side.
Right.
So just imagine.
So you understand my concern. You're telling me you understand my concern.
I do understand your concern. I was just asking you about your actual connection to the Most High. Okay. Saying, are you submitted enough to the same God that gave you those gifts and talents that you're talking about? The same God that makes you funny, because I know you put your effort into it, but He gave you those skill sets, right? You didn't wake up funny. Like that's,
I kind of did.
Yeah, you probably did. You might have.
Kind of confusing.
You might have.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, but that same God, are you submitted enough to be like, you know what? I want to do what you want me to do, because I want to be in alignment with that.
I believe so, and just because you have babies and you have a baby, you're talking about seeing God. The last time I saw God was when my child was born.
Wow.
I was in that room. And the backstory is I didn't want to know boy or girl. This is the last surprise left in the world, so I didn't want anybody to tell me. So I'm just in the room, and the doctor had the sheet up, and I was on this side of the sheet because I didn't want to see all of that. And he's like, "Dad, are you ready?" And I said, "I'm ready." And he said, "Here you," and held the baby up, and I saw a little pee-pee, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's a boy." And in that moment, I was gone. I was looking down at the room like, yo, that's my kid. And the room was like, everybody was moving, and nurses were doing everything, and it was
like outer body.
It was deafening silence. And I was like, oh shit, God's in this room.
Wow.
Like the Most High is in here
You
right
gotta
now.
remember that for the rest
And I just looked at him, and I was like tears in my eye. And I came back when the lady was like, she was talking to me, and I was like this, just looking, and she was like, and I was like,
she said what?
And she's like, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? And I was like, oh yeah. Like she had said it like 3 times, but I was just like, it was just like,
what was he showing you at that time?
what was
God showing you at that time?
this baby's everything. Your life is starting over right now. Your whole life is gonna be different from this day forward.
How has it changed you?
Every single.
But like, everybody says that. Of course, kids change you.
Every single.
Well, you called your mom and apologized, so that's one thing.
I fixed the relationship with my mother. I've forgiven millions of people that have wronged me.
Why?
Because it doesn't matter. Because I'm holding on to that for what? It's negativity that I'm going to bring on into his life. I'm going to be beefing with somebody that I might, like people that I really wanted to kill. Like on Brooklyn, I was like, when I see this cat, it's on. What if I run into him with my kid? It's
not
over.
worth it.
It's over. Don't even worry about it.
It's not.
People that owe me thousands and thousands of dollars. Don't worry about it.
Now imagine, and you probably have a bunch of times with your platform, but imagine you continue to use your platform to show other people that so that they don't have to go through experience in a negative way.
I show them that every day by living it.
Yeah.
I call people, comics, friends, yo, we got to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
I got a cousin that has such a horrible relationship with his parents. Every time I see him, yo, let's go to lunch. And we just sit and talk. Yo, did you call them? Did you talk to them? Listen, I know, bro, I'm telling you, I was there. You got to understand what I'm telling you. And I do it one person at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to solve all the world's problems on the podcast, on stage, with debate. One person at a time. Let me just talk to you. If you get a little bit of what I got from that baby being born and that relationship being fixed and this thing being forgiven, if you get a little bit of that and take that into your life, I did my job.
Yeah.
And if you tell somebody else, then I did my job. I'm not trying to get the masses. I'm one at a time.
But you do have a huge platform that can do that outside of what other people like. I love this because this girl got 3.2 million followers that are now seeing her positive change, that see her say, my gosh, that Angela White episode was so powerful to me because we started the whole thing by basically saying, I love your journey. What you're doing is amazing. You're not just talking about it. You're obviously putting action. You've taken stuff out of your actual body to change, right? And then you're consistent on this faith walk. I love that. I'm thankful for that. You're almost 2 years sober. This one is now starting that journey. You guys have a lot of similarities to one another. And she stopped me and she was like, and we're going to keep going. And I'm here for you. And she said, it was just them. And they had that moment where she was like, you can get through this. Now, I think Angela had like 17 million followers or whatever that's on her. These are the people that have millions of followers that now their followers are watching this entire transformation and change. And all of a sudden, the people that had all the haters, the negativity I used to read, this girl don't even read her comments. And I love that because it keeps her sane, right? But that's my job.
No way.
So I'll be reading her comments and getting mad for her. But
and then they would send them to me and I'm like, don't you dare send me shit else.
She would check me, be like, I've been telling you, stop sending me this negativity. And I learned from that. But what I love about this is we had all these haters, everybody that was here just for the drama. Go into her comments right now. It's nothing but positivity. Like it's a real change. Same thing with China or Angela. A lot of her stuff is just, it's not about the people she dated anymore. It's not about the decisions she made. It's not about anybody she was connected to. It's like, I can't believe you're doing this. I have hope now. And now they're leading people towards positivity. That's what I'm saying. So you guys do have an incredible influence. You have a platform. I love that you're doing it one-on-one because it's not just for the gram. Right. But at the same time, you have the platform. So you can touch millions. You have an advantage.
Listen, I don't do it for the gram. I actually hate motherfuckers that do good deeds and post that shit on the gram.
Me too.
Anybody that hands a homeless person a plate of food but like this, I fucking hate you. I hate you.
Here, eat.
Anybody, that's why I stopped going to Thanksgiving at the Laugh Factory. They feed the homeless 3, 5, 7, and 9 at the Laugh Factory every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I would go religiously. I would stay home, stay in LA, not go home because I was like, I got to at least feed the homeless 2 sessions. Now everybody's there with their phone out. Like, I can't do it no more. I don't want to be on the gram, bro. I'm really doing this because I'm like, it's Thanksgiving and these people don't have anything.
That's beautiful.
And these motherfuckers is like, yo, look at this mashed potatoes, yo. Like, nah, I hate you, bro. Yeah. I can't do it.
That ain't cool. Wow.
Yeah.
We unpacked a lot.
Yeah.
We did.
So the film you got. So we got it to where we got time on? Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I've been over here for a minute.
You married that?
Who's
like-
cheating who?
No, the one you did with Jahan.
Oh, Jahan. Oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was
That
funny.
was
I played
funny.
Mona.
Yeah, that was
And
funny.
then the new one you have.
So the new one that I'm excited about is
Wait. You have one that you're not excited about?
No, I'm excited about all of
Okay,
them.
the new one that I'm excited about. The other one's some bullshit, but
Yeah. No, that was not.
Who's cheating who? The comeback.
That was good. Did you watch that?
I haven't. I did my research. I did
Research.
my research. I was like, okay, this is
Sit
good.
next to me. I'm doing my research.
But I did see you married that.
So Who's Cheating Who is
Yeah.
Wendy Raquel's first
Oh, that's my
movie.
girl.
Yeah,
That's
the
my
first
girl.
movie that she directed.
That's my
And
girl.
so I play the lead of this, and there was
Hey,
so
clap
much
up for
that.
that. Clap
Thank
up
you.
for that.
Hug myself. And she just taught me a lot. Like I learned a lot after. That's why I'm so excited. And when I watched this back, because it was a BET Plus film and stuff.
Don't say it like that.
No, I'm saying it's a BET Plus
Yeah.
film. So sometimes, like the way that stuff is shot, that's just true.
Right.
Sometimes
right,
it's
right.
the cinematography can be a little
Get
off.
it.
I'm
Get it.
sorry.
Yeah.
I love BET Plus. I still watch it. But this, I was just like, wow, like they did a great job. And when you see the trailer, did you see the trailer?
I saw the
Okay,
I
trailer.
did not
great.
see the trailer, no.
Great. Did you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us about the
You
movie.
ain't doing the damn research. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Tell us about what is it called?
Who's Cheating Who?
Tell us about
Who's
who's cheating who.
Without saying too much, basically, I play as Stephanie. Cynthia Bailey plays as a psychotherapist. Blue Kimball, I don't know if you guys know Blue
Yeah, of
Kimball. He
course.
plays as my husband. And Darius, I always say his last name wrong. Is it McCray?
Darius
Yeah,
McQuarrie.
McCrary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Family Matters Darius.
Yeah, so Darius
Eddie
plays
Williams
as her
wife.
husband, and basically we're kind of like have an affair with her husband. She has one with mine.
Oh, that's like the movie Wesley Snipes was in that time.
What was it?
Wesley Snipes did the movie just like that.
Yeah, and there's a plot to all of this, and there's a huge twist at the end. But yeah, I don't want to give it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
BET
yeah.
Plus when? Is it out now?
No, August 29th.
August
Okay.
29th.
It's
coming
out
up.
that you can stream
You
it
doing a
August
watch
29th.
party?
I am doing a watch party. Are you gonna come?
Are you gonna drink?
No, but you can.
They said no, but you can't.
You want to bring these?
No, you was more fun
Hey,
than you drunk.
you
I'm
want to
just
have
saying.
a sponsor?
Listen, I will bring the sponsor. I'll bring liquor sponsor.
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying. He can come
I'm there.
Bring that.
I'm there.
and have that for
Let us
the
know
people.
Bet.
what it's gonna be.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
and they can pay for it.
Bet. Of course they're gonna pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll set a bar up. Of course.
Well, yeah, I have a
200
bar,
of
so I'm
them.
saying like bring.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got
and
you.
let them pay
Yeah.
for it and-
Who's cheating? Who?
Watch
Screening.
party,
Premiere
August
August
29th.
29th. I'm doing it here in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's on. This screening is the 29th.
29th.
Okay, bet.
So the
Bet.
screening the doors will open at 6:30,
Okay.
and we'll start the screening at 7:15.
Bet. Everybody's gonna be there.
Well, only like the closest.
I mean, the cast. Everybody from the cast.
No, because Cynthia's not here, and Wendy.
Oh, okay.
Wendy is not feeling well right now,
Okay.
and then Blue is in
Atlanta.
filming Tyler Perry.
Okay.
So
I
yeah.
think
We
Wendy's
gonna
not
be
going to
there.
be here.
Oh, Wendy won't be
Plenty.
here.
I don't think so on the 29th.
Oh, okay, no. Oh yeah, I'm thinking this weekend. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
She's not
Listen,
feeling
we'll
well this
be
weekend.
there.
Yeah.
We'll be in the building.
Yeah, please do come. And bring the rummies.
The rummies.
But no, I'm really excited. It's gonna be good. Filming, I learned a lot, like I said, from Wendy and
Stitches is coming out.
huh?
I got stitches in my mouth. I feel the stitches coming.
coming out?
Yeah, I just went to the dentist like 3-4 days.
You got a
ago.
root canal?
I had a tooth removed and I got to get a implant. And
Oh, okay.
Are they dissolving?
I refuse
stitches?
to be the dude with the missing side tooth. So I'm like, we're gonna take that out and put another one in there. But I got the I feel the stitches coming out. Anyway,
Not the missing side, dude.
you know how them niggas like, hey,
I do
hey,
see
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like dark
I
over
refuse to be that nigga.
there. But yeah.
Did you audition for it?
So this one I was actually offered, but I think that came from me. Thank you.
Offer only.
Straight to offer.
Yeah,
Straight to
yeah,
offer.
but I think that
Gotta
this
love
came
that.
from me doing the comeback and like, because I did that with Tay. And I think people got to kind of like really like over time see my acting skills. And
More
so
than just
now,
booty and beauty, see?
yeah, and like now everybody's like, well, I'll just offer it to her. Like, okay, it's wonderful.
Where'd you shoot it?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been doing a few films. I did Sacrifice with Paula Patton. We did that. I'm waiting for the season 2 to come out. I don't know what's going on with that. Paula, what's going on? The Comeback. I did the Atlanta Playboy Murder that was also with Tay. do you know Brian Hooks? Obviously, you know Brian
course.
Hooks.
Yeah,
So I
that's
just
my
did
dude.
his film, a
Brian,
new
my
film that's
dude.
coming out called The Proposition.
Oh, wait. Tell me the story of that one.
So
The guy that offered $2 million to sleep with the guy's wife.
Yeah.
I read the script. I read the
So I'm
script.
playing in that, and Naeem is in that too.
Lynn?
Yeah, he's in that too. Yeah.
Dope.
I think he plays Brian's best friend.
Okay.
So I'm in that. That should be coming out soon.
Brian is funny.
Vicious Murder and some other things. But yeah, I'm like literally I did 4 films in like a 4-month span, and like so here we are with one of the first ones.
Brian hit me a couple of
Won't he do it?
I think this is like in 2021 and like kind of like right still during COVID, but kind of like towards the end.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Trey, I got this part for you. I want you to read for her. I said, bet. And I read for her. He's like, I love it. He said, I want you to do it. He was like, we still trying to figure out the timing. He said, oh, but one other thing. It's going to be some ass shots. Are you okay? He
was like,
I was like, fuck it, yeah. Whatever we gotta do.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
great.
I was up there doing this all night. Let's get my ass right. But what ended up happening was, because it's Brian, nigga called me that the day, hey, yo, can you get to San Fran in 3 hours? I was like, nigga, no, like I can't, so
damn.
the timing was off, so I didn't do it. But Brian that's my guy, man.
He's great.
Yeah, I love Brian, man.
I get mistaken for him a lot because he was on the show on UPN when I was on the show on UPN.
Yeah, with Eve, he was on.
He was on Eve, yeah. So I get
Yeah.
people in the airport like, yo, Eve, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
that's the other cat, yo. That's the other cat.
Yeah.
So are you auditioning a lot for other things?
Yeah, I actually have a big audition tomorrow. Fingers crossed, but that's gonna
Ain't
be
no
it.
fingers crossed, man. Ain't no fingers crossed over here.
Oh,
After all y'all just
It's
talking
like,
about
do
it.
tomorrow or you doing it
auditioned
tomorrow?
I auditioned for the throwback, the new Steph Curry and all that. I was really excited about that, and that was. And they said they wanted all minorities or whatever, like any ethnicity. They ended up going with a white woman on that role.
Oh wow.
Which I mean,
Well, that's an ethnicity.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, which is fine.
No, it's not. No.
Another 2 years, that'd be a minority.
Yeah.
No. They say all ethnicities. Because they want
Yeah, I mean, I've had auditions such as Power,
Brian, no
P
offense.
Valley,
Yeah.
and I've made it very, very freaking network.
So how are
I'm
you
like-
with your auditions? Like, do you audition and just when you're done with certain auditions, you just throw it away and don't? And
Yeah, well, because in the beginning I didn't know because I was so new to. I was like, and I would live with him, be like, I'm gonna get it, and then I'd be like, okay, all those rejection, but now I'm like, as soon as I'm done, if I have it, I rip it up, throw it in the trash, and I'm like, I'm leaving. It
Don't
even
save
walk
the
out the room.
sides.
Yeah, I'm like-
I'll
walk out the room
reprint
with
them.
it.
every now and again, I'll have an audition. Every now and again, I'm like, yo, I want this one. Like I just had an audition last week,
Yeah.
and I was like for the Equalizer.
You brought the whole
with
crew.
Latifah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh, so you did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this one. Like I would be disappointed if I didn't get that. So every once in a blue moon, I have those. I'm like,
Well,
damn.
I did audition for Power, right? Like I just told you, and it was between me and another girl. She was a theater girl.
She was a thespian.
Yeah, so she played, Chris Lofton. So it's like Chris Lofton, he played in Power Chicago Force.
Oh yeah.
Chris Lofton, so he's one of my boys. And so I was going to be playing his love interest on Power. I believe this was like last season. And gosh, I made it to network, and it was between me and her. And then it boils, and I wanted it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get it. Like I had put my hair back in cornrows.
Yeah.
I had to be like a thug who was like going, like having drugs funneling in and all this stuff like that. I was like, oh my God. Didn't wear no makeup. I was trying to dumb myself down. They was like, she's still too pretty. And so I struggle with roles sometimes where they want to typecast me. And I'm like, I don't want those roles.
Yeah.
I don't want to play
You gotta do what
someone's
Halle
like
Berry did.
wife and like, what she do?
The struggle
for the role.
Wait, hold on. Let's
struggle.
address this.
Pretty
Let's address
struggle.
This. I didn't get it.
And not that
I was still too pretty.
I didn't get
The
it. I was
struggle.
still too
no,
pretty.
wait.
The
And
struggle.
not that the other girl wasn't pretty,
Yeah.
because she was a beautiful girl. But I think that they felt like, like with these networks, like she was a dark-skinned girl and like, oh, you have to be from the hood. And so it's like,
Yeah.
the light-skinned girl can't come out with the good, like, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their weird preferences. The
Halle
networks.
Berry went when she did
Monsters Ball, Losing Isaiah.
Do the Right Thing. What's the one? When she was
Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever.
Yeah. She didn't shower.
She didn't shower. She did all that.
Yeah.
She came to the audition just
Toe
looking
up.
like they was like, wow. And And she did her thing, and she booked it. Like, sometimes you got to pop out a show nigga that you ain't pretty all the goddamn time.
Well, I did. I've really dumbed myself down.
Now, is that the audition that you have on your IG page? Is that the same one that you're talking
That
about?
was one of them with my hair rolled, braided back.
Yeah,
it was one of them. That was Power.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made it to network on that one.
So how do you like the whole climb? Are you one of those, I gotta set up and all this other stuff, or do you generally like doing the tape as opposed to going in?
No, I like going in. I need the energy as opposed to like being at my house and be sitting in front of a wall and being like, God, this is just. And then like it really is dependent on like the reader. Like you need energy from her. So like I'm going to do the self tape tomorrow, and I hit up the I'm one of those. I hit up the owner of the facility and was like, yo, I don't know what kind of reader you have up in here, but I'll pay for him. I want, D or whatever. He's like, he'll be there for you. But like,
okay, you like the way.
Because I feel like with his energy, I booked. Like I booked Pussy Dally. I booked, Power. Like, you know what I mean? Like got so close on those ones because of the energy. But like with certain people that are in there, I realized like I'm not getting called back. I think that's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's all important. But like
very real.
Showing up and being there in the room, I like that better. I like the energy exchange.
Yeah. That all changed because of COVID, but I hope it's getting back to it a little bit more.
I mean, they'll call you in like for a callback. They'll do that, but just
audition on self-tape, then we'll risk COVID. If you
right.
But people also can. It's easier for some people because they just use like a computer screen and they have the words. People ain't got to study the lines.
Yeah, and I feel like they can see that. I feel like when you like reading this, like
sometimes no, some people don't though. Some people don't.
Yeah.
It depends on the casting
director. For me, and it's a lot because now casting directors don't require you to be off book now.
Yeah,
they send you like that Equalizer was 8 pages, 4 scenes, and I was like, and it was a lot of dialogue, and I was like, yo, I just got it. I'm not gonna be off book.
So you had the paper with you?
I had the paper with me. And,
I think there's no problem depending on the casting director. I mean, you hear them say, "Oh, you should have your sides in your hands," and others, you shouldn't have your sides in your hands. You should be off book, but. It's inspiring when you see some of the big name stars that got like House, Hugh Laurie.
Yeah.
They showed his audition. He had straight up had his like
There's so many of them that have.
I was like, okay.
Ryan Gosling, even men like when you watch their tapes on like YouTube,
paper all up in the face.
But is that after they've been established? So they kind of wanted
like
them.
This
oh really?
They got that part. That was their book.
I always try to be off book. I'm like that's my thing. I'm like I want to be able to move my hands and talk like I talk. So I'm always off book.
My actor coach used to teach us to use the sides as part of.
If you need it for it's like just pick up the line, but don't be like all up in it or something.
Yeah. And
what you say?
No, Hugh, he was like just in character, just looking over. I was like, and he got the part.
Wow. Yeah, good for him. Well, it was. If anybody doesn't have anything else, because we gotta go.
Yeah.
We have to go to real work.
Hey,
but it was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Great.
I know we did Black Card Revoked before.
Yes.
But we didn't talk. You just sat there. And it was like, hey, it's April. I was like, okay, I'm hosting. And I'll see you in a second.
Yeah.
But this was phenomenal, man. Just to like actually get to know you and to see you again after 20 years or so.
Thank you.
It was amazing. I thank you for everything. I thank you for sitting and talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
I thank you for telling us about your journey.
Yeah.
I can relate to it, so I know it's ups and downs and it's not over and it's, it's pikes and peaks and all of that good stuff. We talk all the time, but I appreciate you sharing and
man.
You sharing.
Thank you guys. This has been a blast.
I'm glad you did it. I was like, when we started the podcast, there was a few people in my phone. I was like, okay, I got to get this person. Why is this person? Why is that person? And you came through, man. I'm glad because we go back.
For real.
Yeah.
Like how many years?
At least like 9. I
was gonna say 10.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Cause I met you when I first was out here.
Yeah, and we just clicked. It was never no Hollywood, never no front. It was just always love and always like
no.
Yeah.
Even when he just asked me to do the podcast, he's like, yeah. So when we get you on podcast, I said, what's it gonna be about? What you trying to ask me? Like, I'm not gonna do. I'm like, I'm asking because again, I'm in this space of like, I'm trying to create boundaries. If I gotta say no, I'm gonna say no.
Thank you guys for that.
Wait, so
by the way, you made it easy for us.
He sent us the group text and said April's gonna do the podcast, and she had some stipulations on what we asked her. And I was like, wait, what? Like, yeah, she's going to be asked certain stuff. I was like, nah, son, that ain't how I get down, bro. Like, I got to ask you questions, man. I said, so y'all niggas better be ready to talk because I ain't saying shit if I can't ask any questions I want. And then he sent me, I think you sent me the
No, that was him.
Put the email. Sent the email.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think I want to talk about that. And then I was like, you know what? I should start the podcast off with Like, why did you choose to say that? Because you're the first guest we had that was like stipulations. But now I get it. It's like, yo, I just don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to sit here and do an interview that's one note, because they turn into that, myself included. Every interview I've done in the last 2.5 years, Oscars. All right, bro, I get it. I get it. It was ridiculously crazy. Nobody saw that shit coming. But I got mad shit I'm working on, stuff I'm doing, and I just want to talk about that.
And all of it is just right. And for me too. So
I get it. That nigga's a bitch ass nigga that hit my brother. He's still a bitch. But I got some other stuff I want to talk about.
Unpack this shit.
oh my God, take
That bag
that
of shit still on my shoulder.
Unpack this shit.
I'm gonna pick that bag of shit up and walk into tomorrow.
We're on the podcast.
But I say that to say I get it. Sometimes you don't want to talk about the same thing over and over again.
That's it. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
We got
for a safe place.
Fox, give me info.
Oh, Joe Fox on IG, Joe Feezy.
Comedian Trey Elliot, TreyElliot. Make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe to the podcast. And
Melissa,
Strong Home Network, Wounds in the Way, Instagram.
tell us about the podcast. Tell us about the podcast.
Oh, you guys, so you can go to Strong Home Network on IG. You can go to Wounds in the Way. You can go to, is it on YouTube? Strong Home Network. You'll see the link.
Wounds in the Way?
Wounds in the Way.
Okay.
Wounds in the Way.
Yeah, and you can go to my page, Apryl, APRYLS Jones. On all platforms. Except TikTok, Apryl Jones Official. But I'm never really on there. But still follow me.
A great episode 35.
36.
Yeah. Episode 36. Yes. Y'all know where to follow me. All this good stuff right here. Put it right here. All my stuff right here. Boom,
Shout
boom,
out
boom,
Captain
boom.
Kirk.
Shout out Captain Kirk, Jamaican Rum Punch, and we will see you
August 29th.
August
And I
29th.
promise you, if he does not come, we'll have
Wait. What day is August 29th? Hold
Yeah,
up.
that right. How
It's
about
a
you
Thursday?
look before you Hollywood everybody?
What time? Oh, good, because I got to host the Bourbon Room at 9.
Okay, cool. So you just chill there. We watch the show.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go straight in.
It's a Thursday. I'm there.
Look,
I'm
and
there.
then I'm gonna have little drinks and stuff. I'm gonna have a DJ. People gonna have hookah up in there. It's gonna be cute.
I'm there.
And then you can just go straight to the Bourbon Room.
Perfect.
I'm there. I'm there.
Perfect.
29th, putting it in the phone right now.
That's what they said.
You still don't believe, huh?
I believe.
You need more ayahuasca.
Yeah, that's dope.
I ain't gonna drink.